Hello guys, welcome to this introductory video on web development. By the way, I'm Prince Jr., a full-stack web engineer. What is the web? The World Wide Web, commonly known as the web, is an information system enabling documents and other web resources to be accessed over the internet. Documents and downloadable media are made available to the network through web servers and can be accessed by programs such as web browsers. What is the internet? The internet, sometimes called simply the net, is a worldwide system of computer networks, a network of networks in which users at any one computer can, if they have permission, get information from any other computer, and sometimes talk directly to the users at other computers. How does this really work? The internet is a network of networks. It works by using a technique called packet switching, and by relying on standardized networking protocols that all computers can interpret. There are two main concepts that are fundamental to the way the internet functions: packets and protocols. Packets. In networking, a packet is a small segment of a large message. Each packet contains both data and information about that data. The information about the packet's content is known as the header, and it goes at the front of the packet so that the receiving machine knows what to do with the packet. What really happens? When data gets sent over the internet, it is first broken up into smaller packets, which are then translated into bits. The packets get routed to their destination by various networking devices such as routers and switches. When the packets arrive at their destination, the receiving device reassembles the packets in order and can then use or display the data. An example perhaps: compare this process to the way the United States Statue of Liberty was constructed. The Statue of Liberty was first designed and built in France. However, it was too large to fit onto a ship, so it was shipped to the United States in pieces, along with instructions about where each piece belonged. Workers who received the pieces reassembled them into the statue that stands today in New York. The process duration. While this took long for the Statue of Liberty, sending digital information in smaller pieces is extremely fast over the internet. For instance, a photo of the Statue of Liberty stored on a web server can travel across the world one packet at a time and load on someone's computer within milliseconds. Protocols. Connecting two computers, both of which may use different hardware and run different software, is one of the main challenges that the creators of the internet had to solve. It requires the use of communication techniques that are understandable by all connected computers, just as two people who grew up in different parts of the world may need to speak a common language to understand each other. The solution. This problem was solved with standardized protocols. In networking, a protocol is a standardized way of doing certain actions and formatting data so that two or more devices are able to communicate with and understand each other. Talk on protocols. There are protocols for sending packets between devices on the same network: Ethernet for sending packets from network to network, and IP for ensuring those packets successfully arrived in order, a TCP, and formatting data for websites and applications. We have the HTTP. Do not bother, as all the definitions or meanings of these abbreviations will be attached onto the video description. In addition to these fundamental protocols, there are also protocols for routing, testing, and encryption. And there are alternatives to these protocols listed above for different types of content. For instance, streaming video often uses UDP instead of TCP. The wow factor. Because all internet connected computers and other devices can interpret and understand these protocols, the internet works no matter who and what connects to it. Infrastructures. What physical infrastructure makes the network or the internet work? A lot of different kinds of hardware and infrastructure go into making the internet work for everyone. Some of the most important types include the following. Routers. Routers forward packets to different computer networks based on their destination. Routers are like traffic hubs of the internet, making sure that the internet's traffic goes to the right networks. Switches. They are used to connect devices that share a single network. They use packet switching to forward packets to the correct devices. They also receive outbound packets from those devices and pass them along to the right destination. Web servers. Web servers are specialized, highly powered computers that store and serve content, web pages, images, videos to the users, in addition to hosting applications and databases. Servers also respond to DNS queries and perform other important tasks to keep the internet up and running. Most servers are kept in large data centers which are located throughout the world. Relation to websites. So let's have a talk on how all the concepts we have mentioned in the previous slides actually relate to websites. A brief talk. Consider this video. In order for you to see it, it was sent over the internet piece by piece in the form of several thousands of packets or data packets. These packets traveled over cables and radio waves and through routers and switches from our web server to your computer or device. Your computer or smartphone received those packets and passed them to your device's browser, and your browser interpreted the data within the packets in order to display the text which you are watching now. Steps involved. The specific steps involved in this process are: we have DNS query. When your browser started to load this web page, it likely first made a DNS query to find out the Cloudflare website's IP addresses or YouTube's website addresses. The TCP handshake. Your browser opens a connection with that IP address. The TLS handshake. Your browser also set up encryption between the Cloudflare web server and your device so that attackers cannot read the data packets and travel between those two endpoints. HTTP request. Your browser requested the contents that appear on this web page. HTTP response. Cloudflare server transmitted the content in the form of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code broken up into a series of data packets. Once your device received the packets and you verified it had received all of them, your browser interpreted the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code contained in this packet to render this article about how the internet works. The whole process took only a second or two. Conclusion. Thank you for your kind attention.